Back in 2015, 31-year-old Allison Feldman was brutally murdered inside her Scottsdale home. Scottsdale police tracked down her suspected killer through familial DNA.
But as the I-Team's Erica Stapleton uncovered, it's what investigators did with the results that a judge is now saying threatens their case. Erica?
Hey guys, suspect Ian Mitcham has been in jail since he was first arrested for Allison Feldman's murder more than 4 years ago, after police first say they linked his DNA to DNA at the crime scene. Now a judge is saying that crucial DNA evidence can't be used in court. The DNA evidence that led investigators straight to Ian Mitcham,
we were going to solve this case.
nabbing him for the murder of Allison Feldman, is complicating things for prosecutors in Mitcham's murder trial.
It is a search that intrudes on a person's reasonable expectation of privacy and their DNA.
Allison's 2015 murder rocked her Scottsdale community
I don't go out alone anymore.
and flipped her family's world upside down.
I think of having two jobs. One is to keep her legacy alive, and the other is to find this murderer.
She was found cruelly bludgeoned to death in her own home, and for 3 years, no arrests, until April 2018,
We exhausted every single lead we had.
when Scottsdale police announced they got their guy, Ian Mitcham, after a familial DNA search, the first time it was ever used in a case in Arizona.
Scottsdale Police Department should be very proud of what they've done.
Here's how investigators say it worked. Scottsdale police sent a sample of what they believed to be the suspect's DNA to the DPS crime lab, where investigators tested to see if it was related to any DNA in the state's criminal database. The results showed that the murder suspect was related to a Mark Mitcham, already in prison on a molestation conviction. Police then focused on one of his brothers, Ian, who already had a history with Scottsdale police for a 2015 DUI. In the DUI case, Ian Mitcham provided a blood sample. Blood Scottsdale PD still had in evidence 3 years later.
We had his blood sample available to us.
And when they tested that blood DNA against the suspect DNA found at Allison Feldman's house,
We are 100% confident we have the right suspect.
a perfect match that the defense now argues was imperfectly collected. The I-Team uncovered through court records that Mitcham's blood from the 2015 DUI case was supposed to be destroyed after 90 days. And that wasn't the only problem.
Did you inform Mr. Mitcham that his blood could be tested for DNA?
No, ma'am.
Did Mr. Mitcham sign anything saying he would consent to his blood being tested for DNA?
No, ma'am.
In a motion hearing to suppress the DNA evidence in December, the defense questioned Scottsdale police, who said they didn't get a warrant to test Mitcham's blood they already had in evidence.
I didn't believe I needed a search warrant because it was within our possession.
The judge disagreed and ruled in favor of the defense, writing that using the blood sample in this case without Mitcham's consent was a violation of his Fourth Amendment rights. The judge called Scottsdale police reckless and ruled that the DNA evidence derived from Mitcham's 2015 blood sample, the evidence that ultimately linked him to Allison's murder, can't be used at trial.
Just because law enforcement is in legal possession of certain evidence does not mean they have unfettered discretion to do what they want with that evidence.
Scottsdale PD declined to do an interview with us about the judge's ruling or using Mitcham's old blood sample.
Scottsdale already had the blood, and there's no doubt that Scottsdale legally had that blood.
The Maricopa County Attorney's Office, who also declined an interview, is now doubling down, taking the trial judge's ruling to the Court of Appeals, claiming Mitcham had no right to privacy in the blood sample legally obtained by Scottsdale police, and pointing out that Mitcham was convicted in 2 other unrelated felony charges in 2022. Because of this, MCAO is claiming it was inevitable they'd link Allison's murder to Ian Mitcham.
It was reasonable.
Their effort to get the judge's decision overturned and allow that key DNA back in before trial, or else they could be back at square one. Mitcham pleaded not guilty to the charges against him, and his attorney just called me back in the past hour saying he couldn't comment on a pending case. Caribe?
Erica, what other evidence do investigators have right now?
So we don't know that exactly. That's expected to come out at trial, which is supposed to start next month, but could be delayed due to the appeal. We do know police did get a warrant for a cheek swab from Ian Mitcham after they used the blood sample as a way to confirm the DNA match. But the judge ruled this can't be used in court either because it stemmed from that same blood sample from the poisonous tree.
I just can't believe this in terms of Allison's family. I mean, not only grieving the loss of a daughter, but now that the man that they suspect is her killer could walk free. What are they saying?
Well, I did speak with Allison's father, Harley, over the phone this morning, and I know, Mark, you've spoken with him as well. And they said they're disappointed. They want this trial to move forward so they can close this chapter and keep focusing on Allison's legacy. We'll certainly keep you posted with the latest from court. For now, we're in the Alert Center. Erica Stapleton, 12 News.